everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Sunday Vibes at NST podcast. And I'm Intan, and today we're going to be diving into the bittersweet world of unrequited love. Okay, something that many of us have experienced, no doubt, and it can bring with it a mixture of emotions, hope, sometimes heartache, at times humour. But before we go into that, allow me to introduce the two people that I have in the studio. There's no Elena Koshi because she's not well, but I've got even better guests today. Tammy Chan. Tammy Chan has been in the studio before.
Thank you. Hello.
So she will know how to help me navigate the show. And with us, we have a special guest. Someone who's quite apt for today's show, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Right. Okay, Tammy, we've got Selinaah
Hi,
Muralitharan. Have I got that right?
Yes.
I've got it right. Okay, Selinaah, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself before I actually tell them that you are the record holder for the longest love poem
Yes.
in Malaysia? So it's in the Malaysia Book of Records, right?
Yeah, it's in the Malaysia Book of Records, and then I used that same poem to apply for Asia Book of Records and got it.
So I forgot about that. So you are in the Asia Book of Records as well.
Yeah, but also fun fact, I also wrote like the longest melancholic poem in Malaysia and Asia. So basically, I'm best of both worlds.
The
Love and sadness, bro.
Longest melancholic poem. So she's in the right place for today's show.
Yeah.
So when you mention Selena, right, I actually imagine someone totally different.
Like what?
I'm more like melancholic, like
What, the name Selena
Like the
conjures up
name of my
melancholy?
she
vibe.
wrote the longest love poem, right?
Oh, yeah.
Normally you need someone that is a bit like emo.
That's true.
Are you
I
emo?
mean, again,
I think I'm both though. Like I'm both exciting and also like
Exciting,
emo.
excitable, or exciting?
Like exciting in the sense that I actually find love really like an adventurous thing. Like there's so much of positiveness in love, but also there's everything. There's a dark side, what like yin yang. Yeah, so I find a balance out of that lah.
True. Tell us a little bit more about your melancholic entry, because we're talking about unrequited love, and that is not a happy thing.
Okay,
right?
so melancholic poem. Basically, I wrote it like last year. I mean, so Tammy recently found out I was in med school. Right before the interview, I asked her like, "Oh, what do you think I just studied? Because I'm gonna graduate next month." And she was like, "Oh, for sure you're in the press or PR, mass comm."
Yeah.
She guessed everything, and then finally she saw the back of my jacket that said medicine. She's like, "Oh, medicine! I got it right."
I use
Tammy's smart.
observation,
Yeah. Okay. But
observational skill sets. Okay?
Yeah, because Tammy's a public relations specialist.
Yeah.
yo.
So yo.
Nothing to be proud about, actually.
No, it's still something to look up to.
True.
Okay, so the melancholic entry in the Malaysia Book of Records.
So.
Did you experience it, or did you just create it, conjured it from somewhere?
Actually, last year, like during one of my postings, and it was personally, it was one of the hardest postings I had, because internal medicine, there's so many postings like departments in medicine,
Yeah.
So personally, I find internal medicine a bit challenging because, like, orthopedic is, we only speak about bones, ligaments and all. Internal medicine is basically every internal organ.
Wow.
So it's like, really, you have to know your things in depth. So obviously, like during that period of time, it was my most stressful period, and I would easily get triggered. So that time I was close to like one of my friends, and she was considered like one of my closest friends lah. And she would annoy me so much, and it was to the point it was triggering. And the thing is, I also know like stress was a part of that trigger, so I didn't really want to talk about it or confront her about it, because I feel like it's also a me kind of thing, not really her.
Yeah.
So then
It's hormones, by the way.
no, it's not.
It's true, but
Okay, you're right lah. I mean, I'm in medicine, I know. I get it. I can't even fight, yeah. But then I spoke about this with like another friend, and then I was telling her like, "Oh my god, this girl is annoying me. What should I do?" Then she was like, "How about you like how you wrote a poem, like love poem, write a hate poem." So every time she says, so initially, believe it or not, when I applied for the Malaysia Book of Record, the melancholic title wasn't even in the list that I wrote. Like when I applied, I wrote longest hate / heartbreaking / sad poem. So I never actually thought of melancholic yet. And then so I wrote like a whole poem about the things that I hate, like what she did lah, like the things I hate about her, sadly. But then, and because something, if you think about it, right, when you write about things that you don't like about someone, why don't you like it? Because it hurts you in some way, right?
Yeah.
It either makes you sad or angry in some way.
Correct.
So I feel like that comes under hurt lah. So I wrote that and I expressed myself to the point it became few hundred words longer than my previous longest poem. And then I was like, okay, so what are we gonna do about this? I mean, I wrote the longest love, why not write the longest hate, right?
True.
Find some yin yang thing.
Love and hate is very
It's so close.
Yeah, it's very close.
like there's a gray line.
Yeah.
Right.
So then what's that? So I applied, and actually because I already have like history of getting into the Malaysia Book of Records, it didn't really take so long for them to actually grant me the record, because they said, you have history, we know you're legit, and that's how I actually got it within 2 months.
Wow.
Okay, so going backwards a little bit. So now that we have ascertained why you got into the record books with your melancholic poetry, so now because the topic today is unrequited love, which can be quite melancholic, right, for some of
Yes,
us.
it is.
So I just want to know, has any one of us in this studio actually experienced unrequited love? And what does it mean? What does unrequited love means to you? Tammy,
Yes.
you can
Oh
start.
my God.
Tell me.
Yeah,
tell me.
what's unrequited
I'm
love
so
actually?
curious, Tammy.
I think basic explanation might be just like, I think if you have feelings for someone that's not
Reciprocated.
yeah, that would
Right.
be it. But then
Okay.
I think at this stage of my life, I never feel. I know everyone think of it as very very sad and very negative, but I actually, when you talk about this yesterday, when you asked me about this topic, I actually had a very positive outlook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like, if it's not meant for you, then it's not meant for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay,
that's
okay.
true.
Before we
Amen
go
to
into that, your particular situation, can you recall any particular episode of unrequited love in your journey which has stood out the most, and how did you feel and what happened?
I mean, to be very honest, it's like my own personal experience. Every time I look back, I'm like, it's maybe it was a bit difficult then, but I don't think I've met someone that I was so deep in love with. Let's just say that, to a point where I feel, it's so sad, or I regret anything.
Oh, really?
No.
You're lucky.
Yeah, I am in that sense.
But you were crushing on the person, but it was not reciprocated. But then you thought, okay, move on.
I don't know if it was. It's more like it never became anything more.
But maybe was it because you were in love with the idea of the person rather than the person itself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I
Yes.
mean, that is such a common
Yes.
thing, though. Bro, how many times I fell in love with the idea of someone?
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Maybe elaborate on that. What do you mean to fall in love with the idea of someone?
I think, when you meet someone, you have an impression of that person. In your mind, you're like, oh, this person is like
Yeah.
this. But then as you all go along, you realize he or she is not actually the person you initially thought he or
Yeah.
she is. So actually, at the end, it wouldn't work out anyway. It's like, so you crush on that idea.
Yeah, that's true. And you have this idea, and when they don't behave like your idea, you're like, oh my God, but you're supposed to behave like this. Like, who
Yeah.
are you in front of me?
But
And-
it's not like we need them to behave a certain way. It's more like, actually, he's not what I think he is. And then
Yeah.
that feeling you initially have, you just don't anymore. It's not the same anymore. Yeah. So
Feelings
in
fade.
that sense, I really, like, honestly, and maybe it's sad too, I don't know. I can't say, I've met someone that, wow, I'm so crazy in love with, that when it doesn't work out, I feel like, oh man, it should have been, or things
So are
like
you
that.
saying you've never had a heartbreak in all your life?
We have heartbreaks, of course we do.
Okay.
When you don't get something, of course you feel pain. But then you come out of it, you're like, yeah, you understood why God protected you from that person. For me,
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay, that's a really
I
good
always
outlook.
feel like that. It's like everything that didn't happen for me, it was for my good, and
Yeah.
I truly believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like things happen for. Imagine if, let's say, that friend didn't annoy me, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, it's true.
Or got yourself in the Malaysia Book
Yeah,
of
or
Records.
even the Asia record, like
Asia Book of
nothing. Like I got
Records.
2 extra records because someone hurt me. Like that's actually like a positive thing to look on for a negative experience.
Well, you guys are really positive. I mean, dude.
Tammy.
Yeah, I think it is interesting. But have you been like, what was your experience?
Unrequited
Kes?
love.
Yeah, but your experience.
Oh, because like I like to sort of rewind back very, very far to the school playground. That's how early I started with unrequited love.
Oh, you got your heart broken while playing the sandbox.
That's a Taylor Swift lyric.
That's some trauma. Like
No,
that.
I have childhood trauma.
Call
what
the
can
therapist.
I say?
I know.
No, because I was trying to think about this when I was thinking about, doing this topic. And I'm thinking unrequited love. Okay, it has to be one-way traffic, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of fall for the person or you're crushing on the person, but the person doesn't feel the same way or does not reciprocate in the way that you would like them to reciprocate. So I remember back in the school playground in England, I would probably have been in primary. Oh, I would have been I'd say about 10 or 11. 10. So that would have been primary. And there was a boy called Graham, this white Anglo boy called Graham, who was kind of swaggy. So I like swaggy boys, right? So I had a big crush on him. But at the same time, he had a Spanish best friend called Ignacio. Can you imagine? I can still remember all
It's
this.
the names
I
that's
know.
hitting me.
I
bro.
know, man.
Yeah. So
Graham.
Ignacio was his best friend. Ignacio was equally as handsome and
see.
enigmatic.
Intense.
So I kind of like crushed on both of them. All right.
wow.
But unfortunately, there was a school bully called Joanne who was Graham's girlfriend at this age. So,
At 10?
Oh my God, at
What
10.
was I doing at
I
10?
don't
At 10,
know.
I went for training.
You were probably in your nappies. But anyway, so I was not able to, I think I did express, but it was not reciprocated. And because obviously Joanne's like hovering over him. And I think that was the first time I would say I ever felt rejection or understood a little bit about what rejection could entail or would entail. And then, of course, later on, then you get to know more in depth because obviously, you become more refined in your feelings and you're able to distinguish between one and the other. But but heartbreaks, man, all the way. Every time you get rejected,
Yeah.
heartbreaks. But you
Yeah.
sound like, for you, it's something that you bounce off from and learn. And it's a positive thing.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it depends. I feel like for me personally, I consider myself lucky because I have poetry as my medium. Like,
I see.
Right.
so I started writing when I was 15 because obviously during teenage years was when I actually felt so much of that. In my case, my biggest heartbreak is not really in a romantic way, but in a friendship.
Oh, so your love poem was based on friendship or?
Yeah, a complicated friendship. So yeah, it was so complicated that I had to write about it.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Love can be like so many.
So many
things,
forms,
yeah.
like between parents, siblings, friends, and then there's romance also. lah.
Yeah, but then if the love that obviously if you're referring to with family, then that's normally reciprocated, no?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
or-
it's like you have to love me.
Yeah, you have no choice.
But I
Yeah,
think we are
like-
very blessed in Asia. Families are less complicated.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like I've heard stories about, because I work with a lot of foreign colleagues, so it's not as straightforward.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you another question. What has been the bravest or the stupidest thing that you have done towards a crush of yours or someone that you were very keen on that on hindsight you're thinking, what the hell did I do? I'm never going to repeat this again. Have you done
Actually,
something?
okay, I don't do stupid things for love. I'm
Oh,
very
man, you are so sensitive.
I am like
I
the
am.
dumbest person.
I am, but I have a very embarrassing story. I'm a
Okay.
very rational person.
Oh my
It's
God.
Are you-
very-
what
Tell me,
star
tell
sign
me,
are
tell
you,
me,
Tammy?
I'm a Leo. That's why.
Leo, okay.
Yo,
carry
I'm
on.
a Cancer.
Oh, no wonder.
What do you mean no wonder?
You're caring. You're caring.
Saps.
Stop.
Saps. Yeah.
Okay.
So I only have embarrassing one. Okay, I used to crush on this lecturer. Everyone knows.
Lecturer.
Yeah. He but Andrew, but he already had a girlfriend then. So actually, it's unrequited love.
Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't
definitely.
even
Yeah.
stood a chance anyway.
How old was he?
That
How old
time
were
I
you?
can't even remember. I don't
Is he, like,
remember
very
his
old
age.
or, like-
no, like 5, maybe 2, 3 years my senior.
That's not.
Oh, okay, so
carry
not
on.
much.
Last time, but
Okay.
I don't remember his age. But anyway, we don't have like smartphones last time, So I wanted to take a
Was it in
photo.
the Ice Age?
Ice Age. Yeah. I want to take a photo of him before end of semester. And, I won't see him again.
It was overseas, right?
Yeah. Stupid phone.
Phone or camera?
My freaking phone has the shutter sound. In the middle of the class, you hear this girl, and everyone, including him, looked at me.
Yo.
That was the most embarrassing
I feel
moment.
the second-hand embarrassment.
It is so embarrassing.
Did
I
he
don't
know that you were crushing on
I
him?
think everyone told him.
Yeah, at that point, everyone would know.
Yeah, and after that, he went to teach in second class, and everyone asked me to stand in front next to him, and then we were like on a red carpet kind of setting, and everyone was taking photo of us. Wow.
Wow.
I think he 100% knew that I had a crush on him.
Do you still have that photo?
Yeah, I still have the
Wow.
various
I want to see
version.
that after this interview.
I still remember what I wore. We were both in blue stripes.
Matching.
Navy, I know.
I just...
In my dreams, we were on the red carpet or something like that.
Yo,
You know what I mean?
I mean, dreams. Your dream came true, lah. Like
In a way.
Yeah.
But that's why nothing that stupid lah, but embarrassing.
Yeah,
lah.
okay, that's
that's
cool. What
cute.
about you? Have you ever done anything that you wish you didn't do?
But the thing, okay, I have done a lot of sweet things, but I never really considered them like stupid. So I'm not really sure what you meant. Like stupid, do you mean
Brave.
like
Brave.
Oh, brave.
Brave.
Oh, okay, so this was I did like for that complicated friendship. Okay, so I wrote like there's like letters like okay I'm a writer obviously, so I wrote, oh my god, so I'm so shy to say this. I made a bunch of letters that said open this when you're sad, open this when you're happy, open this. Okay, so
That is romantic.
No,
I did that
Yeah,
for my friend also.
yeah, I mean
For your
it's some-
fans?
Yeah, Amira last time before, do you know?
Yeah, actually something you can do your friend.
Yeah.
And technically that person is my friend, right? But it's just complicated. So I actually like wrote that, like open this when you're sad, open this. I remember there was one letter, I said open this when you can't sleep. And in that letter, I wrote a bedtime story.
Oh.
Yo,
Should
then-
have included history textbook or something like that.
yeah, 2 in 1. Yeah, I think that was but the good thing, you won't believe it, like I feel like whatever you give in the world, you get it back.
Yeah.
This person didn't do the same for me, but I got it back from someone else.
Ah.
Like someone else did the same thing, and I think that person who did it for me put more effort, because there was one that said open this when you want to listen to some good music. I opened it, there was a CD and it had a playlist of all my favorite songs.
Wow, that's nice.
So I was like, yo, like that's why I believe that whatever you do, even if you don't get it back from the person you
Yes.
want, you actually get it back from someone else. You will get it back. Like, and it's probably sometimes it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now you listen to the Libra.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Why?
the
Airy
Yeah.
fairies.
No. The Aries has spoken. The Cancerian.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's super sweet. I wish some guy would do that to me. I mean, for
I will
me.
write for you, Miss Nobody. I'll write a letter for you.
man.
Got
Who
you.
needs
I got
guys? Who
I got
needs
you. I got
guys?
you. I don't
Such a
need-
romantic.
Yeah, Cancerians. Anyway, okay, I like to, and I remember this again and again and again, because it's so vivid to this day. I can still remember, because it was, for me, I think it was the bravest thing I ever did for someone that I had fallen for. Okay, basically, it was a university, London Guildhall University, my first year. I remember going for class and noticing this guy. Back then, I had the hots for Bryan Adams, the Canadian rock star with the denim jacket, full denim, right? And I remember coming to class. I think it was one of my secondary subjects, which was geography. And there was this guy who looked a lot like Bryan Adams, like a young Bryan Adams wearing denim jacket, but he sat towards the front. So obviously, I don't know, teacher's pet, or I don't know what it was, but he stood out, compared to all the other guys that was in the class. So I'm assuming he was a mature student. He would have been probably in his mid-20s. Anyway, so I saw him and I thought, shit, I need to get to know him. Okay. But I didn't know how to get to know him, because every time after class finished, he would just put his books away and he would just rush off. And I'm like, how do I stop him? How do I stop him? So for a few days, I observed his movements, after class, where would he go? And so one day I decided enough is enough. This Libran cannot take the uncertainty. So what I did was I tore off a piece of paper from my notebook from my class, and I wrote down there, I found out his name was Adam. Hi, Adam. I said, I'd really like to chat with you. So if you are keen, then please meet me at the basement cafeteria at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday. Okay. I left it at, and I thought to myself, okay, if he doesn't come, means he's not interested.
In the
Forget it.
basement, like
Yeah, we had a cafeteria in the basement because the London University was in an old building. So there's a basement. It's like a dungeon kind of thing. Okay.
it sounds
so-
like a serial killer, like
Oh,
that. Like
it
meet
could-
me at the basement.
Yeah,
or
it
else.
could, I could have been
Oh,
a
well, it
serial
could be a
killer.
different scenario.
Yeah, it could be a whole different scenario.
Guys, wrong story. But anyway, so what happened was, after class, as he was rushing to get out, okay, I saw him walking down the corridor. I was walking one way, he was walking one way. And as I passed him, I said, Adam, and I just slipped him the piece of paper. And he took it. And then I thought, shit, is he going to look at it? He didn't. He just put it straight into his pocket. So I thought, fine. Thursday, the next day comes. And I thought, okay, this is D-Day. If he does not come, this is the end of my infatuation. That's it. Okay? So I waited. I was downstairs. 6:32. He was still not there. And I was
Red
so...
flag.
I know, red flag.
Red
2
flag.
minutes later, hello, right? So I was so despondent, and I thought, that's it. You know, he's not going to come. He's not interested in this Asian girl, whatever. He was a white guy. Anyway, so as I was gathering my things, suddenly, this is 6:35, I hear a voice from behind me. Intan, would you like some coffee with me? I turned around. Lo and behold, the object
behold.
of my lust was standing.
Yo, her knight in
behind me.
shining armor.
Right. So my point is, for me, to this day, I can still remember that was the bravest thing I ever did because the outcome was uncertain. I was not sure whether he was going to accept it and do something about it, or he was just going to pretend he never received it. And I would have gone to class with him the next day and feel really embarrassed because I did something that was totally, like, dude, who does that sort of stuff? And back in those days, girls didn't do that.
Oh, true.
Okay.
True, actually,
I mean,
yeah.
it wasn't the ice age, but back in those
I
days.
mean, yeah, you did a
yeah.
move.
So so I decided no, seize the bull by the horn.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Do you think
lah.
that was brave?
That's
I
so
think it
brave.
is. Because
Yeah.
it's so hard for me to...
You would not do that.
Hell no.
I think it's brave, bro. Like for the
It
fact
is.
because you were aware that this person is way more mature than you. So
Oh,
so you
yeah.
really don't know how they would actually like respond. They can even just say like, "Oh, it's a childish thing." You
Yeah,
know?
I was 18,
Yeah.
first year of university.
Ah,
I would guess
then-
he was about 25, 26.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So,
but he probably found it so cute, though.
Yeah,
That means for
actually,
him to
I watched, was it? Oh, so currently my favorite, my crush is Paul Mescal,
Okay.
who's that?
I don't know.
the next Gladiator.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh my god! Yeah. The movie's coming
The
out.
Irishman. So anyway, he was doing an interview and then they were saying like something about you expressing your love for someone, something like that.
Uh-huh.
So like even for guys, they think like they feel that it's very sweet and nice if a girl express the love, whether or not they accept is something else.
Oh,
but
really?
Yeah, because actually I think you have to give credit to people who actually dare to tell you that
Yeah,
they
actually
'cause,
true.
Yeah, you see nowadays where got men come up and ask you for check you up or ask you for
They
numbers.
don't?
They don't. So one time there was this guy. He walked up to me at the car park and he asked me like he just said I just want to say you're very pretty and like for me, although I'm not interested, I just told him like man.
Kudos to you. Yeah.
Kudos to you
Yeah.
because you did what a lot of men don't dare to
I think
do.
because men these days, because women are kind of strong these days, very alpha women. And so like men also do not want to get rejection or rejected.
But
right?
I think it's about the act. You make people feel good. So now I think once I listen to Paul Mescal, I'm like, next time if I ever like someone, maybe I'll just make them feel good. Like, hey, you're really good looking.
I would say
Yeah, you
that.
should.
There is nothing wrong, but
Yeah.
because you make that person feel good.
Yeah.
And it's actually an act of kindness. An act of kindness. Don't think about whether that person will love you back or anything.
Yeah, no, actually, I
Yeah.
agree with that. I feel like for me, I'm all about expressing your feelings because when I think about feelings, I think about like, okay, you're a glass of water lah. Okay, put it that way, and that resembles your heart and your feelings. Example, okay, I have feelings for you lah, Tammy. Okay, assume my
Thank you.
my heart is full now. Okay, this is a scenario. Okay, so I'm expressing my feelings for you.
Yeah.
So I'm actually emptying my cup.
Yeah.
So
Right.
if at all like I don't express it, it's gonna be bottled up, and then I'm just gonna keep on pouring it to the point my feelings will grow despite like not even having any communication with her, and it will actually become kind of toxic if you think about it.
Wow.
How?
Because it's full, and the thing, and I can't even fill up my cup with other things because I'm not even expressing how I feel. Like, you have to think about it
That's
that way.
interesting.
It's so good.
That is
So
interesting.
I'm not a person, like, I think you might know, I don't really express. Like, every time I like someone, I just keep it.
Really?
Oh
That's
yeah,
not a
for
Leo
years,
thing,
for
though.
years.
Leos are so
I'm better now. I'm better
Oh,
now.
then that's
So
good.
her cup is fully full.
Yeah.
But everything you said makes so much sense.
No,
and
it
I
is.
changed a bit. I changed a bit now. But last time it's worse. I like someone for 10 years, they won't know.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
'Cause
what
it's
a waste of
full.
time.
No, because it's full. That's why I'm like, if you like someone, just
say it,
it.
regardless of the outcome.
Even if they don't like you back, the fact that you released your feelings and you emptied your cup, even if they don't like you back, because you know why? When you emptied your cup, and if they like you back, they'll fill it up. But or else you can fill it up with other things.
I'm going to remember that.
Yo.
Coming from a medic.
The youngest.
Yeah, the youngest knows more.
I'm an
know.
old soul.
Right. Okay, guys, you know what? We're going to like reach the end of the show very shortly. So
Oh,
I
damn,
just
it's
want to
so
play.
fast.
I know, it's so fast.
That's why I told Intan, good.
Yeah. So I'm
Yo.
going to play a game with you guys. Okay,
Okay.
not too much thinking.
Okay.
It's just fun.
Don't
just
think.
a fun game,
Don't
rapid
think, okay.
fire. Okay.
Alright, okay,
so we
okay.
take turns to answer.
Okay.
Okay, first one. If you could create a rejection playlist, what's the first song that would make the cut, Tammy?
Taylor Swift songs, any.
Any?
Or maybe I can do it with a broken heart.
Ooh, what's
I don't
that
know
about?
why. Huh?
What's
Just
that
came to
about?
my mind. Don't think, right? It's about even if you break up or something, you can still do it.
Do it.
Something
okay.
like that.
Actually, honestly speaking, I had a few choices. One of it was Taylor Swift, "You Belong With Me." Isn't that like the perfect song? Like, "You belong with me."
Oh, yes.
like she's like literally at the window there
Yes.
holding signs to the guy.
Do you know that song?
No, I don't.
No,
I'm
oh.
sure if I switch it on, I probably would.
You think
know.
about Graham.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Who's Graham?
I thought that was your
The
first.
guy
Oh,
that-
the first ever.
Yeah.
The little boy?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Ignacio's best friend.
Okay. Mine is Miley Cyrus's Flowers.
Oh.
Okay, so self-explanatory,
yo,
right?
that- yeah,
I can buy
yeah,
myself
that's good.
flowers, right? Right,
Yeah.
name in the sun.
That's a good one.
Okay. All right, next one. What's the most... Okay, no. I'm going to change this one. If you could give your younger self a piece of advice about unrequited love, what would it be?
Oh.
Tell me.
It's the same advice that I gave myself just now. I'm like, it's not meant to be. Actually, I saw a quote like, if you can give so much love to the wrong person, like the person that doesn't love you back, can you imagine?
Oh, to the right person.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
no,
that.
No, yeah.
I love that.
I love it. That's such a nice.
If she
Yeah.
approves it, it's good.
Yeah,
huh?
that is good. That is good.
Yeah, no,
World
that's such a
record
nice
holder.
good.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, I think if I could go back and see like the young Sully, I'll be like, you know what, you're actually doing a great job, because since young I've always been expressive. So but sometimes I feel like it was too much. Like I was being too sensitive. There was a certain point I remember in my life, I actually felt like being too sensitive was a burden. So I wish I could go back and be like, you know something, because you're so sensitive and emotional, you will achieve great things. So
Yes.
continue being this without like, I would try to like lessen my burden then lah.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I could like talk to my younger self.
Okay, for me, I would say it takes a lot of courage to put it all out there, to put your heart out there. So never feel that you've done something wrong. I think just keep your truth, put it there. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you learn a lot from the whatever happens, right? So good means it's a bonus. If it's bad, you would have learned something. But it just shows that you are very brave, because regardless of the outcome, you're just putting it all out there. Leave it to whatever will be, will be. Because
Yeah.
Sarah.
If it's meant to be, it will be.
Yeah,
Sarah.
it's
Okay.
true.
Okay. What's your go-to comfort book or movie about love? Whether you are suffering from unrequited love or whether you're celebrating love, what's your favorite book or movie that you would go to?
Oh my God, I have one.
Okay,
Can
give
I
yours.
answer this first?
Please,
Because
sure.
it just popped in my head. Okay,
Okay.
how to lose a how to, oh my God.
Lose a guy in 10
10
days?
days, yeah, that one.
Is that the one with Kate Hudson?
No, that's with
Matthew
Matthew. Yeah,
McConaughey?
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
it's such a cute movie lah. I watched it like way too many times. I think now it's no more on Netflix.
It's rom-com?
Yes, and it's so funny. And the girl's name is Andy. So like, and the way in that movie, the way he says Andy is so cute. Like Andy, like with his accent, bro.
Okay.
So cute, so cute.
I actually I might have watched it, but I don't think I remember it. That means not one of my
Favorites.
Favorites.
Yeah.
What's yours, Tammy?
It's so hard right now because I have a few rom-coms that I really like, mostly
that you
with
go to.
Sandra Bullock.
Oh,
and
yes.
The Proposal
Maybe.
I do like.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
The Proposal.
Is that the one with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man,
Oh,
that's
yeah. That's a
Oh,
classic.
great.
lah.
That's a
fun
classic.
and so funny too.
Yeah, I'd go for Pretty Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Simply
Yeah.
because of the message. I feel that regardless, and at the end, there's a happy ever after. I know life is not always.
None of the rom-coms are realistic, but
Yeah,
anyway.
but I mean,
Yeah.
it's always nice. I mean, it gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling to know, there's always a silver lining out there. You'll probably find your Prince Charming after you kiss so many frogs, and happy ever after. I like that. I know it's not realistic sometimes, but hey, you know what? Let's just live in fairyland. Who cares, right?
Yeah,
Life
but-
is already gritty and grim. Why can't we just think about happy ever after?
Yeah, life is already stressful enough with
Yeah.
like work, and you can control work, so
Yeah.
work, studies and all. So I feel like in those other aspects, whether in terms of your hobbies or your relationships, I feel like it should be like a two-way street,
Yeah.
loyal and fun.
Right. Okay, in one word, how would you describe the feeling of unrequited love? Tammy.
Jeez.
Jeez?
Have to think. Oh my God, one word.
Just one word.
I think lesson.
Lesson. Okay.
Wow.
Selena.
I would like to say melancholic.
Melancholic?
Yo, that's refresh.
Okay. I'm gonna say sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Alright. Okay.
I like the different perspective. One is so wise, like
One is so
lesson.
wise,
Yeah.
so wise.
Then
Like
one
I
is
said, like she said, I have an old soul.
Yeah,
I
she
think
has
an
too
old
much.
soul.
People say I think too much. I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Never
same.
mind. We need an old soul in the studio
Yeah.
sometimes. Okay. Describe unrequited love using 3 emojis. Selena.
Oh,
you
oh my
start.
God. Tammy, can you start? I need to think about the emojis.
Just the heartbreak one.
Okay,
Then
heartbreak.
the heart with the bandage.
Okay, and
And then maybe the monkey.
monkey, closing eyes. Okay. Yours?
I think the first would be like a flower emoji because you're doing so many romantic things.
Okay.
Second will be a clown emoji.
Oh, that's a funny one.
I kena kantoi. Okay. So I put a clown. And the last one is heartbreak.
Ah.
I'm surprised heartbreak didn't come out
No,
first.
that was because it's like like
kantoi.
you would try and
Yeah.
until you kena kantoi, then you get your heart broken.
Okay. All right. Mine would be, the emoji, the face with the tears welling up in the eyes.
Oh.
Right, and then the
Yo.
downturn mouth. Okay, that's one. The other obvious one, obviously, the heart split in 2.
Yeah.
And the third one would probably be, the I don't know, the board, the target board, and then arrow goes.
Why that?
Why that?
Because I don't know, for some reason that's my favorite emoji, and I feel it sort of describes everything perfectly, whether good or bad. So what I'm trying to say is, if it's a heartbreak, boop, it's shot me there, but it could actually be the right outcome for me. Perfect.
Wow. So 2 in 1, yeah. That's
Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah,
Yes, 2 in
that's
1.
such a great-
Okay. What's your favorite quote about love, whether unrequited or not? Or you can even create your own if you want a saying.
Oh my God. Actually, I did write about like a quote in my phone. Can I like check my phone?
Tammy,
Yeah,
what's yours?
Tammy, you
so
say first.
Something
I'm
that
gonna find it on my phone.
sums it up.
Do you have one already?
I think I have one, but because I like to use it as my life motto, but I think it's also applicable to unrequited love or to love in general. A life lived in fear is a life half lived, from Strictly Ballroom, an Australian movie. Because I feel that even in life, you should not be scared to try to try new things, to explore, right? So even when it comes to love, even if it's unrequited love, like you said, there's no harm in trying, there's no harm in pursuing. You don't know what the outcome's going to be. If you live in fear, you're not going to do it. So you might as well do it. And if things work out, then hey, fantastic.
Beautiful. I mean, I don't have one, I don't have a favorite quote about love, but because of your quote, I thought of an Ed Sheeran lyric.
Oh, okay. Lyrics would work.
Supermarket flowers.
What's
Can
that?
I go find first?
Okay. Selena can come back to us now.
Okay. So this is I wrote this on 19 September.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't know what. Actually, I was studying for my exams. Okay.
Okay.
And I was studying. I was studying for my exam because my finals, like my med school finals, started on the 23rd. So this was like days before exam, and you know how chaotic it'll be. Like I was super stressed, and I wrote this. In the midst of chaos, you are the only thing I could divert my attention to.
Oh.
Must be to someone, this one.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Might be for me.
Yeah, for you, Tammy. For you.
Okay, and you, Tammy, have you found
Yes.
Ed's lyrics?
Ed Sheeran say,
Yeah.
a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, because I think it's for his grandmother. I think that's true. Like when you have loved someone and when you lose that person, you get your heartbroken.
Yeah,
Of course.
that's
To feel some emotions for people means that there is love in you
Yeah,
know
that's
that
true.
person has
You know
loved
what? Ed Sheeran is so wise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ed
Definitely.
Sheeran, Taylor Swift,
Okay.
Yeah.
Selena,
Oh.
best writer.
Thanks. Oh, I'm in the list. In
you're
Tammy's
on the
list. Okay, I won in life.
Okay, last one, because we've come to the end of the show.
Okay.
What's the most profound insight about love that you've gained from unrequited love? Because I'm assuming that we've all we've all experienced it.
Yeah.
I think the word experience is better. Suffered.
Kena kantoi.
Kantoi. Yes.
Okay.
Would you like to start?
Like a lesson, you know.
A lesson.
Like
Yeah.
I really like the thing I always said is that if it's not meant for you, no matter what you do, you won't get
It's
that
not meant
person.
for you.
You won't get that thing.
Okay.
But if it's for you, no one can take it from
I
you.
love that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love that.
that's
What
great.
about you?
I stand by my cup.
Your cup?
Yeah,
You
my,
like your cups?
my cup of feelings. You know, as
okay.
long as you're emptying it, whether or not the person you like is the one who will be filling it up, it doesn't matter because even if it's not that person, you can fill it up yourself with other things.
Yeah.
So I feel like as long as you express it,
This is my biggest
Okay,
pickup.
that is super wise. Okay, because I was thinking about this and I was jotting it down just now over coffee. So I'd like to read it if you don't mind.
Please.
Okay, from Unrequited Love, I realized that sometimes you're just the backup singer in someone else's love song. Okay, and it's all about accepting your role and just enjoying the music anyway.
can you sing though?
I can.
Oh, really? I cannot. I can.
Anyway, guys, we've come to the end of the show and
my
we
God,
were
so
short.
fast, huh?
As always, yeah, it's so fast. And because it's so nice to have you guys in the studio, thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Selena, for making time
Thank you, Miss.
to share your wisdom. Such wise people here in the studio today.
We pretend to be.
Yeah. So, but before I go, I'd like to remind all you listeners out there not to forget to get your copy of Sunday Vibes, which is inside the new Sunday Times. Failing which, go to NST Online. Unfortunately, Eleanor is not here to tell you where to go on Instagram, but I think it's
Sunday
it's
vibe.
Sunday Vibes _ NST. So until the next time and to the next episode, bye.